Hello and welcome to this round 2 Empire Divided tournament match. So this was from Emperor Aurelian tournament. It's semi-finals, RTK Adelmo versus USSR Toten. Now I'm playing as Marcomanni and Toten is playing as Rome. So Marcomanni's a rush faction, essentially. Not much in the way of missile units. Whereas Toten, Rome's a bit more diverse. They can play rush, or they do have some decent ranged units. And Toten's brought 4 horse archers, 3 slinger units. He's going to keep peppering my units. There we go, he's firing at the Wadenaz spears. He doesn't want to get too close though, doesn't want to lose the troops. And he's firing. And what we see now, coming through the centre, is Equites Cataphractae. And they're charging in my general, which is clearly what his aim is going to be. And he's taken away a lot of the troops there. But he doesn't want to lose too many. These are spears. And I've got my cav unit in as well. So it's definitely been a worthwhile charge. He's more than halved my unit of general. And he's gone through onto the berserkers behind. But I am getting close to engagement. My Wadenaz spears and my berserkers, and there we have engaged. I'm doing a bit of damage to his cohorts. Engaged his cohorts in the centre, but he has lost the Equites Cataphractae, or they're about to out. They will lose them. So I basically want to engage as much as possible, get rid of this melee, and his target clearly is to take out my general. He's just popped raised banner, so he's going to get some morale boost from that. He'll want to get rid of my general and make a priority of my cav units. Managed to get a little charge on his Equites Scutari. But his cav is better than mine, and he's firing on it, so that's going well for him. Over in the centre, I've just lost one of my Wadenaz spear units. But his Praetorian Guard, no, his cohorts are routing. Getting a nice rear charge on these Roman legionaries, but again he's shooting down my cav. Clever play from Toten. So he's definitely going for the kite here. But his cohorts are running. He's sent in his Praetorian Guard. Berserkers going berserk. I've managed to, well actually I say I've managed to get into, he's blocked my cav charge with his general. But his cav unit is much more powerful than mine. We're on this flank, my Wadenaz spears. They were in battle with the Scutari, which is what I wanted, but they lost. Probably due to the Roman legionaries in there. But I've managed to get a charge in on his slingers, and that's very bad for Toten. If he's going to win this battle, he's got to protect those slingers. He has protected them, but again, it's with his general. I'll gladly take that fight because and I can whittle off that unit. It's big. He's shooting down my Typhali cav with his horse archers, and that was a great move by Toten, removing them from the field. And the second one is wavering. At this point, and routed. And at this point, Toten's looking pretty good. He's managed to keep hold of most of the units that he wants to keep to kite me. I'm down to this one cav unit, and he's still got his front line there. It's going to be a tough ask. The kiting game is a lot tougher than the Russian game. But as you can see, this whole flank of mine is free now. Start pushing forward. And my theory is, if I can isolate the slingers. The cav alone will find it tough to stop all my imp. There's Evocati cohorts. They're the next route. Bit of a bug on these Roman legionaries. Marching slowly in line. It's not really what you want. But you'll see now, I'm targeting. And I'll be trying to cut off their routes of escape. But I do wish to take out this final Roman legion unit. The last thing blocking a full advance. So Toten will do all he can now to disrupt my lines. If he's going to win, he's got to somehow protect these slingers. If I chase after the cav, I'll lose. He's taken this cav unit into my berserkers. But it's only one unit he's kept, and that's way, way away from the fight. He needs to disrupt these lines. My general's down to 55, mainly due to that initial charge. It's usually to horse archers now. I imagine they're out of ammo. This is a mistake for me. I shouldn't really be using my cav unit at this point. These horse archers are not a threat. And again, he's used another unit of horse archers just to disrupt these berserkers. But they're not going to get many kills. Horse archers, when they're charging into the rear of an engaged unit, can do quite a lot. But he's firing on these berserkers with these horse archers, and that's a great move. And he's routed them. But this is his horse archers wavering and gone. And as you can see, he is targeting my remaining cav unit, and he's knocking that down quite significantly. Now the reason why that cav unit is so important is that if it looks like these guys are getting away, if that cav unit's alive and free, they have the speed to engage, whereas my infantry will struggle. He's engaging the front units now, which he has to do, and this one of my armoured Germanic swords. And there's Equite Scutarii going in. He's losing troops. I'm in the advantageous position that I can afford to lose a few troops, but he has engaged my cav with his horse archers. He'll lose that battle, but it's keeping my cav way, way behind the lines. Now again, this is a good charge. This general. But I do turn just in time, so I don't get a rear charge. I didn't brace. That was a mistake. And he's taken 2/3 of that unit off. But they're still marching. The Scutarii, they're wavering. Hang on. That unit of Wadana spears is down to the last 2 men. No, the last man. This brave soul. All his friends have died. He still wants to catch these slingers. As we can see, managed to get them down towards the corner. Still getting rear charges with his cav. But they are on these units that are way down at the back. So horse archers coming in. And we're still firing away with the slingers and taking a good number of the Germanic swords out of the action. Let's see how long these horse archers remain in combat. Bear in mind they're against the cav killer, the Wadana spears. This final infantry cav is engaged with my armoured Germanic swords. So these slingers trying to go through this gap that the general has created, but that man, he is a hero. He's not going to let these guys get away with butchering his friends. So the Marcomanni are looking like getting the victory against Rome. And to be fair, I do firmly believe that Toten played this game better than either. He had to micro a lot harder. But to pull off a successful kite on Marcomanni, the Marcomanni faction, you've really got to be at the very top of your game. So fair play to Toten. It was pretty clear by this point that the battle was won. His general was still going for it, but he's about to lose the rest of his troops. So the semi-final was going to go my way, which would move me forward into the final, and I would be facing RTK Borislav, as he's named himself for this tournament. I think that might be his real name. So Toten was tough, but Bobby was undoubtedly the favourite to win the Emperor Aurelian tournament. So we'll see how that goes. Well, this was a costly victory. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon.